What's going on, guys? Got a Rheem package unit here. So if somebody else had come out and said that this thing was locking out or going out on a 3-flash fault code, which typically is so it's going to be a high limit switch protection device open. So as you can see, I'm going to hook up to it with my manometer and my meter, verify my pressure switch is closing. I typically, when I check one of these, I mean, you can hook your line directly to the port coming off of the heat exchanger or the housing for the combustion motor, but I usually just put a T in line because I want to see what those pressures are looking like as it operates on that switch. So a 0.45 switch, and you can have one of these plugged up but still have enough of an opening in it that if you hook your manometer directly to that port and that draft motor comes on, it's pulling a direct vacuum here, whereas these pressure switches have an air release opening in them, so that when the draft motor shuts off, it's going to let air back into that switch so that diaphragm can reset back to the open position. Manometer is not necessarily like that, so I typically will check in line as it operates, and I want to see what those pressures are doing as the system runs. And typically you can hook up to one and it may show you, if you hook directly, that you've got a vacuum, but if you check in line and that switch having that air release on the back of it, when you combine all that, what you pick up directly with your manometer may not be strong enough to actually pull that switch closed when everything's in line. So that's why I always hook up a T, check it as it operates. So let's get this thing running and see what that does. But that's a high limit fault. I was told that it was a pressure switch fault, but it's not. Right there you can see number 3, high limit switch protection open. And when I got here, the thermostat was satisfied, so we're gonna let it run and see what happens. Everything in here was warm as if it had been running. And that's the crappy design of a Rheem package unit. They rust all 2 pieces down there. I guess somebody said this gasket or what's in here is designed to actually drain the water out. I think that's bullshit. I think Rheem just makes a crappy design on their package units. I mean, it is what it is. But you see we have a 0.95 draft across that motor back to that switch, and that switch is rated at 0.45. So definitely have enough of a vacuum there. So I don't think our problem is going to be a pressure switch like somebody else has suggested. Obviously the number 3 is actually a high limit protection, so I think I need to be digging into some airflow issues, dirty filters, maybe a blower problem. Check the wheel, check the heat exchanger. Good luck with that. Another downside of the crappy design of this Rheem is that people come out and install it and don't pay attention to what they're doing. And this gas line should go all the way back across the bottom, then up and into your fitting. They run them up and right across the front of this door, but you can still get the door off. Problem is, that blower is not coming out to get into the opening to check the heat exchanger. So this is another thoughtless jackleg install of someone that wanted to sell somebody a system and didn't give 2 shits about ever coming back to actually have to service it. So we'll follow up on all that in just a minute. So this is what I'm talking about. Can't get that blower out with this gas line, so what I'm gonna have to do is pop this union, see where my shutoff is. Obviously there's no way for me to break the gas line, or I'm gonna have one massive gas leak out here. So this is just somebody that wasn't thinking. who could have put the union here, ran some pipe down here, made another fitting, maybe put the shutoff back there, then brought the union here. Then I could have broke that union and then gotten this pipe loose, put 2 unions in it, whatever you need to do. And then I could have opened up this area so I can slide this blower out. So anyway, you gotta love it. So we're in here. Coil's in good shape, nothing stopped up, causing an airflow issue in here. Return is wide open. Don't see that there's a problem in there that I can see. I might try to get under the house, make sure nothing's collapsed further down the line, but alright, so I got this thing back on and kind of got the door set up here because it's a little windy. Occasionally you get a good strong draft just blowing air back up inside those burners. So I just don't want any positive pressure or something to cause a problem in there. But been in the house, checked filters, checked CO test in the house, didn't come up with anything. I've wiggled wires, played with stuff. Sometimes the boards in these Rheem units will go bad. That light is awful dim. That does bother me a little bit. I mean, it's on, but it's dim. Sometimes these boards get the solder points that crack in the back of the board. You get those intermittent limit and pressure switch faults. You get here and it works fine, and then you leave and it does it again. You come back, it works fine. Sometimes you wiggle these plugs, check these wires. It's got a cracked solder point in the back of it. A lot of times you'll hear it click in and out. But I mean, the filters are fine, the duct works fine under the house. With the exception of coming back and redoing this gas line and moving that shut-off valve all the way down to the end. And then we can reconnect down there. That way when we disconnect this union, we can break the pipe at the other end and then get this door out where we can get that blower motor out to inspect that heat exchanger. But I'm not getting any CO detected inside. Like I said, filters are clean, airflow is good, return duct's not collapsed. And like I said, I may be on a wild goose chase. The description of what was going on doesn't match the fault code that was listed in the notes on what was happening out here. So it could have been something man-made, some kind of issue like that. I don't know. Just human error. For all I know, maybe a loose wire. But I've cycled this thing on and off, let it run, let it shut off, let it run, let it shut off. It's getting pretty hot in the house right now, but I'm not getting any error codes, anything going out, anything shutting off. So it just may be one of those calls that happen from time to time, guys. You get that goose chase and somebody thinks they had a problem when they didn't, or homeowners that think they have a problem when they don't. Not every call is always going to be a problem. Sometimes it's just some crazy thought in somebody's head. You never know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you the next time around. Appreciate you watching.